cracking in the dip. Got a whole party all on the ship. All these four things pull out the VIP. Suck, turn up, baby, pour out the milk. So you know how I drip.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us in downtown New Orleans at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Carolina Panthers and the New Orleans Saints. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Here we go! 30 base. Line 54. And I'm coming after you. Get it.
They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down, keep the sticks moving.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 8. Going up top. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he on the run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. On second down now, it's Taylor. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. It's caught by Davis. The drive stays alive, a 3rd down gain of 8. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now their...
And it'll be intercepted. Mackenzie Alexander with a pick. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
James Bradbury there to make the tackle.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Hey, they're scared.
A give. This is Kamara. And just not much to be had there. 1 yard out to the 10.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up.
Down. 15, Lonnie. 15 line. Hey, exit.
They'll set up to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Jonathan Abram picks it, and he will score. Touchdown, Panthers.
Did I just see what I thought I saw? Did I just see what I thought? That had to be. Come on, say it for me. Say it for me. Who picked up that pass?
The free safety.
Oh, you got to have those great skills back there. Eyes, anticipation, great hands. And, of course, how about the fluid moves afterwards to take it all the way to the house?
Sounds like you're watching your old game film up here in your head.
Yeah, that's the dream I had of being that player. I just never was.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll run. This is Kamara. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. They'll set up a throw. Flushed out right. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. A good kick, 49 yards, just 3 on the return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Uncorks one for Davis. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
How about this offense already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their first drive? They've certainly come out firing, even though that one was incomplete.
With the 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're one to the good. Go ahead and try and press your advantage.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And an alley to run. He's at the 30. Past the 20. Touchdown, Carolina. A great effort there with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you get the defensive touchdown early to give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, and we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot.
And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Jonathan Abram picks it, and he'll get this back down to about the 12-yard line.
Two-jet bombers. Check. 5.
On first down, Taylor. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Panther football to start quarter number 2 as they've got it 2nd down and 11. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Set, ready, 10-2 stop.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Hey, Charlie. Snap.
Long now. From the gun, he'll throw. And that will be caught by Moore. He's got a Panthers touchdown. DJ Moore, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers, they widen their lead.
Long's pass complete to DJ Moore. Touchdown, Carolina.
It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 21-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
On the ready.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
8-3. Let's get off the field, D. Let's go.
He'll look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 42. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. A great play there with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. Now the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They couldn't contain Deshaun Hand that time as he gets home for the sack. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
A 10th carry for Kamara. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. The Saints on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Kamara. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. Here's Thomas Morstead now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Panthers will take over in terrific field position.
Here we go, here we go. 10 Lobo.
Here we go. Strong left, strong left. Set the tone.
Set go.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
They'll run on first down. Taylor, and he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd down. He was brought down by Kamu Grugier-Hill. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
He's not going to get me. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Switch.
5.
Now Taylor. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. He went backwards 7 yards, setting up a tough 3rd down.
Ready. 50, plant.
Check, 47. Hey, pick your game up.
Hey, high 7.
Check, Mike 47. Check, Mike 47.
Now.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 24-yard line.
First down, Panthers.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Get ready.
remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Tackle there by Alex Anzalone.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Here we go, D.
13 yards, first down, Panthers.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
Let's go, baby. They turn over. Let's get that ball.
Greystone travel.
Undercrush.
On first down, it's Taylor. The great move couldn't free him. Taken down at the 10. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Now that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
On 2nd down, it's Taylor, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
They'll find Taylor. That's complete. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. They'll get 6 on the dump-off, but it'll bring up a 4th down. So on 4th down, Ron Rivera sends out the field goal unit. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And his kick is right there. It's good. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. Still a little bit of time left here in the 2nd quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that, and we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. 2nd half action underway. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Here we go.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the 2nd half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the 2nd half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They go to the ground again with Taylor. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. Now Long, operating from the gun. Completes it to Davis. And they worked this well upfield across the 45. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
First down.
Ready up.
55, Mike 55. Big stop, D. Big stop. Let's go.
Shoot.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14.
Come on, boy. 5.
Now a give, right side. Taylor. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
New Orleans adding some depth to the secondary. They've got 6 DBs out there now for third. On the draw, this is Cohen. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
You got it. You got it.
So they went a little cautious there on 3rd and long.
Man, nothing wrong with that. Remember, they're playing with a lead right now. So getting a first down, yes, that would be great. But even more importantly, take care of the football. No turnovers, no big plays for the other team, and keep the clock moving.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here at half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Down. 60 outlaw.
They gonna need some therapy after this.
Let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he does not get to the first down marker as they stop him at the 19. It'll be a gain of 5, and the punt team will now come out on 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for Carolina. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
Get it.
They'll run on first down. Taylor. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on 2nd down. A little juke. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. That one, a first down pickup of 8. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you stop the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
Give them a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Not today, you aren't. Not today.
They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Hey, let's go. Let's calm the crowd.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Panthers on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Hey, Haywood. Hit it.
From the gun, long. Gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. And this won't be enough. A good secure tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half.
That's it, baby. We're going to
First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Ready, set.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Yeah, he's going to get this deep onto Carolina's side of the field. A big play there out of Kamara, 73 yards. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and goal.
At the 10-yard line.
Ready, break.
54. Mike 54. I got one.
5.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
A 2-yard pickup brings up 3rd and goal.
On the ready.
A big play to start the drive got him in this position, but this defense has held firm since, and now it's 3rd and goal. They'll try to run it in. It's Kamara. Call it no gain on the play, so no help there. And now 4th and goal. This defense continues to be good on 3rd down. I mean, they haven't allowed a touchdown offensively. Are you saying, let's go for this? Let's try to get it in the end zone.
I don't know about that because of what you just described. They've been so good, and they don't give up the big play that you would expect in downs 1 through 3. Why should 4th down be any different? True. You might want to go ahead and kick the field goal and see if you can figure out something else as this game moves on.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number 1 for what we've seen this season.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's 2nd and inches at the Saints' 45-yard line.
Come on,
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches.
Let's go.
They run the counter. It's Taylor. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 14 yards, good for a Panther first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Ready. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Get it.
First down, a run with Cohen. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
Get him, boy.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. On 2nd down now, it's Taylor. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on 1st down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
6'6", bullet high.
Here's Long on 3rd down. Now they go screen. It's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 17-yard line. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. And they will take a knee here.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11.
Down. 18.
Mike. I want that. Give me that ball, defense. Give me that ball. Give me that ball, defense.
So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire 2nd half, but their 1st half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the 1st half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the 2nd half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
So for the Panthers, the win will move them to 7-2 now on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Saints,